Well, hello guys, and welcome back to another Star vs. the Forces of Evil review. In this episode, we got two episodes like always, Crystal Clear and The Hard Way. Now, if you saw the last episode, I was kinda disappointed by that one. So, yeah, this one's a lot better. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So it starts off, Star's kind of creeping around the house because she wants to steal some of Marco's cereal, right? And now, if you notice, two episodes ago, in Running with Scissors, two episodes ago, we saw Hekapoo, who was part of the High Magic Council, right? And then last episode, we saw Omnitraxus Prime, who was also part of the High Magic Council. And I was kind of like, I bet you we're going to see the crystal guy in this one, right? Romulus. Because, again, this is called Crystal Clear. And yeah, sure enough, there's Romulus. And it's like, okay. So he turns Star and Marco to, covers them in crystal. And then brings them to the Chancellor. He has a name. They just call him the Chancellor throughout the majority of it, though. So, right. And this was the goat guy from the Magic High Council. So I'm kind of glad we're getting to see more of the Magic High Council. They're actually kind of interesting. Romulus thinks that Star is the source of, the magic draining from the world, right? They talked about this back in the Magic High Council episode. On the Fritz, I think it was called. But you're right, everything's on the Fritz. Magic's being drained from the universe. They don't know why. So Romulus thinks Star is the fault of it. The goat guy's like, no, that's stupid. Well, the goat guy doesn't talk. Romulus is the only one who can understand him. All right. And then we learn each of Romulus's hands have their own, personality, and they don't actually agree with him. And Romulus doesn't agree with him either, so he goes to call the rest of the council, or call Star's mom or something, and Romulus freezes him, right? Turns him to crystal. And then the snakes are like, yeah, you shouldn't have done that. And then his own hands try to beat him over the head with a baseball bat and call whoever. So he freezes both of his hands. The comedy in this episode is on point. It is really funny. Romulus is really, really funny. He's got some great lines in this one. I am really glad they are developing the Magic High Council. They are a lot of fun, right? So Romulus unfreezes Star. And everybody knows him as the timeout guy, because he's constantly dealing with timeouts in the Magic High Council. So, right, and it's like, oh, why you're the cause of all this, on the Fritz, right? There's this big green portal circling over the, building, right? And it's kind of like, you're the problem, and she's like, no, I'm not. And he's like, well, I've frozen everybody who I know in my gut is evil. And we look through all these people, and it's like, oh, okay, there's Eclipsa. So clearly we're gonna see Eclipsa. I thought she was dead. It just made sense, and that maybe they were gonna resurrect her or something. But nope, she's frozen in crystal. And as Romulus explains, his crystal powers are getting weaker. Before it was as hard as diamond, now it's like rock candy. So eventually something's gonna happen, and all the magic is going to be zapped from him, and all these crystals are going to shatter and let Eclipsa free. Let's be honest here, this is exactly how this is going to go down. Because even Star just kind of slips out of the crystal once she's free. It's not hard. And they end up chatting, right? And eventually, they use Marco as a coffee table. And they talk about how, oh, I'm going to get in so much trouble with the council and for freezing the princess. And she's like, no, because as long as you don't tell them I lost Glossaric in the spell book, we're not going to have a problem here. Because they admit that the crystal, right, the crystal on Glossaric's head, was made by Romulus, and that Glossaric is the all-knowing being and, one of the strongest magic users ever. Which goes back to the thing I've talked about before, of how Glossaric can see the future. All-knowing he has to know the future. There's no way he can't, right? But basically, Romulus and Star kind of become friends. He drops her back off, unfreezes Marco, and yeah, that's just kind of where it ends. In the scope of things, it's not really big. I mean, seeing Eclipse is kind of cool, or at least what will be. But nothing really happens in this one, but yet the potential of this one is significant. And also, the comedy in this one is really funny. It's on point, and there are just so many good jokes thrown throughout it. But yeah, I liked it. The other episode is The Hard Way. It's a Ludo episode, okay? It starts off, right? Ludo rides in on his rat throne, right? And he goes to deal with Glossaryck the hard way, right? But he just walks in and Glossaryck's like, oh yeah, let's do whatever, right? Whatever you want. And it's like, wait, what? You're not objecting me? What? I'm confused. And yeah, Ludo is, right? He just wants to learn magic, but Glossaryck's not, because he owns the book, right? Glossaryck will do whatever he's saying. And again, I feel like Glossaryck's up to something here, but it's complicated and we'll get to it. So he says he wants to do things the hard way because he was one of like 50 eggs, so he expects things to do the hard way. Kind of felt like a sadomasochist at some points there. But he carries the book over the mountain, gets to the other side, and it's like, oh, simple. We'll start you off at chapter 1, right? And chapter 1 is Levitato, which is moving the apple, which I laugh at because just a few episodes ago in Baby, that was it. The simple chapter 1, the first spell you should learn is Levitato, and yet Star never even learned it. And yeah, I think that's really funny, honestly. And we learn I was right when Narwhal Blast was created by Star. She's never even read the book. Well, she has, but like not as much as like others, right? But Ludo learns Levitato, right? He starts levitating everything. And all he wants is Glossaryck's approval. He wants him to be a proud, because, right, he's basically projecting, like, a father figure on Glossaryck, which, oh my god, Ludo is pathetic. And, like, Amir levels of pathetic. It is sad. He's such a useless creature. Oh my god. It really is. Yeah, he learns Levitato. He's all really happy. Oh, I did it. And then he's treating Glossaryck like a father. Tuck me in, tuck the wand in. Right? Oh, it's such a sad existence. And then the wand tells Ludo that there's a spell that you didn't... There's a chapter you didn't get to see that he didn't teach you. So Ludo confronts Glossaryck. And is like, there is a chapter Star has read that you haven't. And Ludo basically forces him to open it up, right? And he flips the page. And this dark smoke poofs out. He starts levitating. Kind of like how we saw Marco on the Fritz episode. And all of a sudden, Toffee is speaking through Ludo. Who, I'm assuming Toffee's been speaking through the wand the whole time. And he's like, you're not going to get him on your side. And Glossaryck's like, I don't have a side. So, again, the potential here is where it matters. Because that's where it ends, right? I don't know where this is going to go from here. Clearly, Toffee has something to do with Eclipsa. If this is anything to be believed. Because, again, when he opened the chapter. But then we also saw Eclipsa in Crystal Clear. And then we know the mom battled Toffee in, well, we saw it in our tapestry. So all these pieces are clearly being fit together. No idea where they're going to go, but it is interesting. And it is interesting how he takes over Ludo, right? Or at least for the moment. And how he's like, oh, you can't get him on your side. Which, what side? Because he says he doesn't play by a side. But yet, if you look at this, it does feel like he is trying to get Glossaryck on his side, right? The whole proud parent thing. Because Glossaryck is easily projecting a role onto him. But, we'll see. Both of these episodes leave with potential. That's... Because the hard way isn't really anything that special. It's the potential that matters with it. It's honestly those last 30 seconds, but, we'll see. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.